Are you searching for a Thailand beach adventure that actually gets you away from the crowds? I get it, Krabi is famous for its beauty, but most people end up packed in Ao Nang, missing out on a more authentic Thai experience with a local beach feel. So I set out to explore some of the more hidden corners of Krabi, and honestly, what I found completely surprised me. In this video, I'll show you a beautiful Krabi beach that almost no one talks about, where to stay when you are in the area, and I'll answer the big question. Is this hidden spot actually better than Ao Nang? Plus, if you want to find all the locations that I mentioned in the video, plus lots of other hidden spots in Krabi, feel free to check out my downloadable Krabi map in the description box below.
So let's now take a look at what makes this beach truly special.
Looking at this beach from above, there is one thing that really stands out compared to other beaches in the area: the lack of development. This beach has a real natural feel to it, with palm trees swaying along the beach and long stretches of sand with very little in terms of hotels and beach bars. There are a couple of cozy coffee shops and local spots to grab a drink, but for the most part, this beach is all about laid-back vibes and reconnecting with nature. If you're looking for a break from the crowds and a real taste of Krabi's raw beauty, this is the spot. What I really love about this place is that it has a much more local vibe compared to Krabi's bigger beaches. You'll see families heading out for evening walks, fishermen heading out in their longtail boats, and a handful of small, family-run businesses instead of big chains. It feels like you're experiencing a slice of real Thai beach life that's not just built for tourists.
I feel like this beach ticks a lot of boxes for people who are looking for that off-the-beaten-path experience. I know a lot of people, they come to Krabi because they think it's less explored than Phuket, and that's true, especially areas like Patong. But once they get to places like Ao Nang and Railay, they realize it's certainly not off the beaten path, and there are still quite a lot of tourists. I know when I've helped people plan their trips to Thailand before, and they've said they wanted to go to Krabi, put people in Ao Nang, and then some people have told me afterwards that they were a little bit disappointed that it was a bit more touristy than what they anticipated. So by being here, you kind of get to avoid all that. That being said, there's a lot to like about places like Ao Nang and Railay, especially if you like stuff going on. But if you're looking for something a little bit different and a little bit less explored, this could be a great option for you. This is Khong Wong Beach, and even though it's only a 15-minute drive away from Ao Nang, it is still far less explored than the busier Ao Nang beach. It can be explored as a short day trip from Ao Nang, or for even better, you can base yourself here to really soak in the natural beauty and peaceful atmosphere. Later in the video, I'm going to show you what the best restaurants and nightlife is like in the area, but for now, let's take a look at one of the best hotels in the area.
The first thing that jumped out at me about this beautiful hotel was its stunning grounds. This place is huge, and it just wouldn't have been possible to build something like this in Ao Nang or Railay. Everywhere you look, you're surrounded by lush gardens, towering palm trees, and little walkways that wind their way through the property. There's this real sense of open space here. You're never on top of other guests, and it genuinely feels like you're in your own tropical oasis. I've even seen a few monitor lizards lurking around in the hotel's waterways, as well as a few tropical birds in the trees. The hotel is directly on the beach, and in fact, it's the only major hotel in sight here, meaning the guests have the whole stretch of sand to themselves. What I liked most is it had two really beautiful pools that were right next to the beach, meaning you could swim up to the pool bar while still enjoying the sounds of the ocean. This is the Dusk Krabi resort, and it's had some interesting guests in the past. It was used as a filming location for the movie The Hangover 2, and it was used to house the crew of the most recent Jurassic Park and Fast and Furious movies that were filmed in Krabi, so it's got some pedigree. If I have a complaint against Dusk, it's that the rooms in the breakfast area were a bit basic, considering this wasn't a particularly cheap place to stay. I did enjoy their lounge area though, where you could grab some complimentary beer and snacks at sunset.
And if you're looking for other places to stay in the area, you can check out Varana Hotel, which is a really beautiful modern hotel that focuses on wellness, and Sofitel, which if you're a golfer is perfect for you because it's got a perfect golf course. But one question I did have about this area is the nightlife. So let's go check out what the nightlife is like over in Quang Lan.
I'll be honest, I was a little worried when I first asked the hotel staff where the nearest bar was, and they just kind of shrugged and said there aren't really any around here. That's one of the risks of heading off the beaten path. Sometimes it feels like you've left civilization behind. But as the sun started to set, we decided to just wander down the beach and see what we could find. Sure enough, after a short stroll, we stumbled across a couple of super laid-back beach shacks, exactly the kind of spot I love after a day in the sun. The food here was Thai classics, and the crowd was a mix of locals and travelers. What surprised me most was that almost every tourists we chatted with had been to Thailand before. It turns out this is the kind of place people seek out once they're done with a usual tourist circuit. There was still time at the end of the night for a small fire show. This was by no means as big and as flashy as some of the shows you might catch on some of the busier beaches, but it was cool to see someone showing off their skills in a much quieter setting. The nightlife here in Klong Muang reminded me a lot more of the less explored islands like Koh Chang or Koh Lanta, and if you want to check out this hidden gem for yourself, just look for 79 Beach Bar or Rimley Restaurant. And to make things easy, I've pinned it along with a downloadable map in the description box below.
So, what's my final verdict? How does Klong Muang stack up against Ao Nang? And where should you choose to stay?
Well, Ao Nang is still king if you like a lively nightlife with lots of bars and restaurants to choose from, more range in hotel options and quality, easy access to tours and day trips throughout the day. I don't want this video to come off as a complaint against Ao Nang. I definitely enjoy it, but I know it's not the kind of experience everyone is looking for. But Klong Muang could be the perfect location for you if you just want a beautiful beach without large hotels nearby, you enjoy a more local Thai feel, or you are looking for an escape from large groups of tourists.
That being said, I do wish this was a little bit of an easier sell for me. When I was planning this part of the trip, I was hoping that there was going to just be that little bit more in terms of things to do and things to see. I was hoping for a little bit more liveliness on the beach itself. I expected it to be a lot quieter than Ao Nang, but I didn't realize there'd be such long stretches with no beach bars or no coffee shops. I suppose that does give that a more natural feel, but I personally would like a little bit more to do here. If I was staying for longer than a couple of days, I think I might begin to get a bit bored. But there is one more area you absolutely cannot miss when choosing to stay in Krabi, and that's Riley Beach. It's home to some of the most stunning scenery in not just Thailand, but anywhere in the world.
Check out this travel guide here to find out what it's really like to stay there, including a 2-day itinerary and a guide to one of the best hotels in the whole of Thailand.